everybody, welcome to Rebootleggers. This is a comedy podcast where we create underground, illegitimate,
illogical reboots.
We reboot words too. I'm Scott Owen.
I'm Frank Serra.
Frank, our Wishbone episode is getting a whole lot of hype. And PBS has approached us. What?
PBS desperately wants to revitalize their brands because they're hemorrhaging money because no one donates enough because you just get that coffee cup.
It's not worth it for a tote bag and a coffee mug, and everybody hates those friggin' pledge drives. I remember as a kid losing 2 weeks of good TV to those stupid things. I'm like, I just want to watch Arthur. But so they've come to us in the hopes that we can give them a real shot in the arm. And I think the easiest way to give them some money is to just stop doing the pledge drives, guys. Get some corporate sponsors.
Yep. Scott, I've got 2 words for today's episode. Corporate sponsors.
The 2 words that I just said.
Well, I have both words too.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. It was the ones that I said. We both have them.
This is another one of our patented Rebootlegger Speedboots.
Zoom. That's because you're going fast.
Mm-hmm. Because we're like a speedboat, but it's rebooting.
You know, I didn't feel right being the one who did the stutter thing, because that's usually your thing, and it works out better.
It's usually me.
And I think now we know why you do it.
Yeah, it's okay to experiment, but then, experiments don't always succeed.
Yeah, that one failed, and that's the whole that's half of science. So we're gonna speed through.
Also giving you a PBS level education.
Zing. We're gonna speed boot through some of these classic PBS shows and give them a nice, good rebranding and a reboot. Is it a reboot? It's a reboot.
Mm-hmm. It's more like a It's not. The shows aren't going to change. They're just going to
be
care
different.
More about what you buy and think.
And what makes America great is that buying part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get things kicked off with
hit me with that first one.
What do you think? You know what? Let's do it. Let's do an old classic, Kratz Creatures.
Old classic. Well, also Zaboomafoo.
Also Zaboomafoo. Do you want to just do Zaboomafoo?
We'll just do Zaboomafoo.
We're sticking to Zaboomafoo.
It was the same show. It just had a lovable lemur who was sometimes real and sometimes a puppet, a la Salem from the Witchcraft show.
I'm gonna put on a special hat for this episode, and that hat is Corporate Christopher. And Corporate Christopher likes to think about what sponsorships can be brought in.
Yeah.
Now, Zaboomafoo, the lovable puppet mascot.
The lovable lemur.
He could easily wear a t-shirt.
And that t-shirt could have a brand on it.
Mm-hmm. So what are we thinking?
I think
the Animal Cracker Company.
Who makes those animal crackers? Is that just like Nestle?
I honestly just thought it was P.T. Barnum.
Now, I know Nestle has got some flack for destroying third world countries. And,
yeah, drinkable water supplies. Yeah, they just ruined them.
And so maybe Nestle's looking to get in on the corporate sponsorship game to save some face.
Now, I'm gonna quickly Google who makes.
God, you remember the boxes the animal crackers came in? They're so good.
Yeah. Now, Barnum's Animal Crackers is owned by Nabisco.
Oh, almost Nestle. Nestle? It's not Leslie.
It's not Leslie.
Do you think we should get Nabisco in on this, and it'll be Barnum's Nabisco?
Zaboomafoo looks like a big Oreo, so yeah.
Well, it could be Barnum's Animal Crackers presents Zaboomafoo, brought to you by Nabisco.
Brought to you, yes, yeah.
And so I think it's basically going to be the same. It's just like, so they talk about animals, and here's this good kangaroo, and look at him. Oh boy, you know what, Chris? This makes me feel like I need to have a good munch on a Barnum's Animal Cracker.
Barnum's Animal Cracker, and sometimes they mix it up. The rhino is mighty and strong, just like the mighty and strong flavor of new peanut butter Oreos.
Oh, kids. How are those still not a thing yet?
I think peanut butter Oreos probably do exist already.
There are quite a lot of novelty Oreo flavors. I think
So there's still both of the Kratts are still like doing fine, right?
they're still doing fine. They're working on.
So they're always wearing T-shirts that just kind of have big brands on them, right? And Zaboomafoo will say cute things like, "Hey, we should go." Oh, what's like inside the episode? The Kratts like will give Zaboomafoo like a tasty snack, right?
Oh yeah, they're gonna give him a different Oreo flavor every episode.
Yeah, so it'll be a different Oreo flavor every episode.
I'm talking about cherry cola Oreo. I'm talking about pina colada, kettle corn, birthday cake, chocolate hazelnut, cinnamon bun, lemon.
Are these real?
They are all real.
Oh my god.
Chocolate cream Oreo, peanut butter cream Oreo, cool mint cream Oreo, Peeps
Mint?
Oreo. And America's favorite.
How is a Peeps Oreo not just an Oreo?
And because it's pink. And it's got Peeps flavored cream. And it is America's favorite Swedish fish flavored Oreo.
Okay, no, that's not real. I refuse
Blueberry pie Oreo, Fruity Crisp Oreo, which I believe is supposed to be Fruity Pebbles.
All those Oreos and more. So then, all of those will have episodes. So it'll be like, look at this kangaroo. What's in his pouch? What's in his pouch, Chris? Let's dig up in there.
Do they always dig up in a kangaroo pouch for the Oreos?
It is a Chunky Chips Ahoy. What's up?
Oh, it's not going to be a different Oreo every time.
Well, I think, yeah, it could. This could just be an Oreo show. I don't have a problem with that. So he reaches into the kangaroo's pouch, and the kangaroo, what's that? What's he got? He's got vanilla sprinkle birthday cake Oreos, new from Nabisco, kids. And then in the commercial is the commercial for the Oreos, and then it comes back, and Zaboomafoo goes, I don't remember his voice. Give me a snack.
So they're gonna have commercials now, because that was PBS's whole thing. There's no commercials.
Yeah, they're not gonna have commercials now, but they're gonna have short ad segments for the sponsored products.
It's just gonna be very, very heavy product placement. Kind of like how
like strong, because kids can't pick up on subtle things, so they just pretty much need, like an adult like Chris Pratt to just say to the camera, like,
buy this,
buy Oreos, tell your mom you want Oreos,
and they're good for you.
Yeah, they're good for you.
Is the lie that
doctors lie because they don't want you to eat Oreos, but don't listen to them.
He'd say, if I were a doctor, I would tell you these are good for you. And then it'll say he's not a doctor, so then he can't get sued.
Yeah, but it says it at the bottom in like small font, so that like kids have a hard time.
And then nobody can sue him because he's like, well, I just said that's what I would say if I was a doctor, and I'm not a doctor.
I legally didn't say that.
Yeah. And then Zaboomafoo, because he looks... Hit me.
Get this.
Give it to me.
The Krat brothers will always offer Zaboomafoo a snack. Typically lemur appropriate food like garbanzo beans.
Garbanzo beans Oreos.
So our friend Zaboomafoo is about to get a major snack upgrade.
Yeah, I mean garbanzo beans, come on.
Yeah, you know what those aren't?
Oreos.
Patriotic red, white, and blue Oreos.
Oh, dip. The Independence Oreos.
Mm-hmm. Independent Oreos.
That's very good. All right, and so that's just one for you, PBS. Let's get into another one. Let me talk to you about this very. Oh wait, Frank, we need to do this with every show. What's the classic food pairing we can have?
What's the classic pairing? Well, Scott, obviously the snack is going to be Oreos.
Probably. Which kind of Oreo?
Which kind of Oreo goes best? The Inside Out, where it's the vanilla cookie and then the chocolate cream.
Whoa. Okay. Mm-hmm. And what are you gonna wash that down with?
What to drink? You know what I love Dunkin' Oreos in, Scott? The purple dark voltage Mountain Dew. Oh,
now purple is pitch black.
Purple is pitch black. I'm sorry, I'm a scrub.
That sounds great. All right, I want to hit you with this. Do you remember the good Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Hell yes. This was like a trivia show, right?
Yeah, geography trivia specifically. So you'd have the chief, and you'd have three gumshoes who are the detectives, and then Carmen would leave clues, and the kids would have to answer the questions. And you had those very good a cappella guys the group called Rockapella singing the theme song. It's very
Yes.
good.
Do 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 do. You like that?
Yeah, but that wasn't. That's
Like do 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 do. Yeah.
no, no. It was better than that. But I'm
Well,
thinking,
I mean, yeah. I'm not the Rockapellas.
how about this? I'm thinking we come at you with where in the world is Carmen Sandiego, brought to you by Travelocity.
Oh wait, which one's William Shatner? Is that Expedia or Travelocity?
Expedia. Do you think we should do Expedia? No,
I
wait.
think if we do Expedia, we're contractually obligated to get William Shatner.
Well, now it's not him. It's it's Katie Kuoku, however you say her name.
Oh, from Big Bang. We can stick with Travelocity.
Is that Expedia? I just gotta be sure. Yeah, it's Expedia. No. He's Priceline. He's Priceline.
Oh, we're getting Priceline.
The Priceline negotiator. Now, but that's not a travel company, is it?
Isn't it?
It's about finding discount rates for hotels and rental cars and airline
right,
tickets.
we'll stick to
Travel-related
Travelocity.
purchases. Let's go with Priceline. Because here's what we'll do. Because obviously the contestants win a trip, and but they have to book it themselves through Priceline.
Yeah, they just get a Priceline gift card,
Yeah. Okay.
which definitely is real.
It's definitely real. Like, it's not. We wouldn't say it's not.
So every question the kids answer, and I think maybe the questions can also be used. I'm gonna put on my hat, so I'm gonna become Corporate Christopher for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think the kids' questions can kind of skew towards corrective thinking about the company. You know what I mean? Which Travelocity destination do
Priceline.
most reviewers? Which Priceline destination do most of our viewers give 4.5 out of 5 in our review scale? And then a stupid child says like Los Angeles.
Each round, the show had 3 rounds. Each round could be sponsored by a different travel company. So round 1 was the lightning round / Chief's office. Round 1 actually had 3 segments, and then the second part of round 1 was the training exercise / phone tap, and the third part was the chase final clue. Then round 2 was the jail time challenge. Then the bonus round was Carmen's world map.
Okay, so round 1 brought to you by Travelocity.
You okay, buddy?
I am now. I was trying to see if I could fit my fist in my mouth.
How close did you get?
Not very.
It's a very good mental picture, though. Just randomly decided to try that. Okay, so lightning round.
So round 1 brought to you by Travelocity. Initially, we've got the trivia questions, right? So we've got which Travelocity, like which of these? Here's the question: which of the following companies will get you the best deal on a flight to London?
Perfect.
Travelocity or the competitors? It's just A or B. Travelocity or the competitors. A very stupid child will say the competitors, obviously, because capitalism means that.
You always got to have a plant. You got to have a plant who will answer it wrong.
Yeah. And then the presenter goes, "You're stupid," and actually kicks them out of the show. We start every show with 4 gumshoes. The first one answers against Travelocity and is immediately
and
kicked
the chief
off every episode.
kicks them off the force, and they have to turn in their badge and their gun.
Yep.
Okay.
So then the rest of them make sure to keep answering Travelocity to all the questions and earn just all the crime bucks that they can get.
All the crime bucks.
Crime bucks being show currency instead of real money, like on Jeopardy.
Correct. So then, who's round 2? Who's our round 2 sponsor?
So round 2 brought to you by
Trivago. Remember that guy?
Brought to you by Trivago.
That.
So which of the following apps will get you from anywhere you want to go to anywhere you are right now? Like Uber, Lyft, Trivago.
And it's Trivago.
It's Trivago. And does round 2 have trivia questions?
Round 2 is the jail time challenge, in which she described various landmarks and their final destination from the first round, which is called a photo recon. 15 landmarks were displayed on the board, and hidden behind 3 of them were the day's loot, an arrest warrant to arrest the crook, and the crook him or herself. That's right, so each episode they were looking for a specific crook, and then in the bonus round they got to try to nab Carmen.
Okay. So there would be... We see different landmarks, right? And then each time it kind of zooms into the screen, it says taken by Trivago user, like blah blah blah, rating 4.8 out of 5.
Mm-hmm. And it's basically just guessing. They just guess, take turns guessing the 15 places until they find the right stuff.
So then round 3 brought to you by Priceline, in which William Shatner does make an appearance.
He does make an appearance, and
he goes, because now I'm going to negotiate with you because you're going to try to spend your bucks, and I'm going to try to get you to make your hotel reservations on Priceline by saving you money.
Because he is the Priceline negotiator.
In order for them to guess where Carmen Sandiego is, they need to purchase a reservation at the Gumshoe Convention, which is at a randomly chosen Priceline supported hotel. Then they need to negotiate with William Shatner because they have to pay for their hotel stay at the convention. Then they can use the rest of their money to guess where Carmen Sandiego is. So they need to save as much money as possible. And guess what, Scott? Guess what?
Hit me.
Priceline always gets them the best deal.
Always gets them the best deal. And so that'll be Carmen Sandiego, sponsored by Priceline, Expedia, Travelocity, Trivago, just all of them, and brought to you by those good travel companies. And I think what we pair with this one is a good Tostino's tortilla chips with, of course, the chipotle salsa from Tostino's. And then what you're gonna want to wash it down with is about you're gonna make yourself a drink that's about 2 parts Baja Blast Mountain Dew, 1 part Code Red.
Oh, call that the Island Breeze.
That is the name of the drink. Yes,
it's the name of the beverage.
All right, what's next on our list? We gotta pick up the pace a little. We got 10 of these.
All right, let's do Arthur. Classic. Hey, it's Arthur. Let's do it.
That's incorrect, that theme song, but I like where your head's at.
Arthur's an aardvark. Everyone knows about Arthur. I don't really feel like we need to give him much setup.
He likes sports, he likes dog, he likes friends, he likes reading, and he likes eating.
Loves it. Arthur is also the most open-ended. We can get creative.
Yeah, who do you think's a reasonable sponsor for this?
What I want to do with this one is nail down a conglomerate and have individual episodes sponsored by slightly different companies that they own.
Ooh, so you're thinking like SC Johnson, a family company.
So then, episode 7 brought to you by Dove, episode 8 brought to you by Kraft Cheese, episode whatever.
Yeah, let me just hit you with all those SC Johnson, a family company products. Oh, there's so many brands. Glade, Drano, Off, Pledge, Raid, Saran, Scrub and Bubbles, Shout, Windex. So Arthur's going to be a very clean boy.
Arthur's going to be a very clean boy. And sponsored episodes, I think SC Johnson, we can probably lock them into a contract where only every other episode is a sponsored episode.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll have episodes where Arthur wakes up and boy, does he just have the teenage stink. But then SC, I think there's even a character in the show whose name is just SC Johnson.
I'm pretty sure Arthur's only 8 years old.
Boy, does he have the teenage stink, though. And then SC Johnson, his friend, comes to school and he says, hey, don't you want some deodorant? And
SC Johnson is his buddy? He has a buddy named SC Johnson?
Yeah. And then he gives him products. So then he's like, oh no, I spilled paint on the kitchen linoleum tile, and I want to clean the tile without bleaching away the color underneath of it. SC Johnson, what should I do? And then SC Johnson says, here's your scrubbing bubbles. Done. I got some in my garage.
Dunzo. And what would you pair with Arthur?
Boy, that's a tough one.
It's a real tough one.
You're going to want to make yourself 2 eggs over easy, 4 pieces of bacon.
Oh, that sounds nice.
And to wash it down, Scott?
Yep.
Arthur's harkens back to a simpler, wholesome time, and I think for that you're going with the throwback 100% sugar Mountain Dew.
Throwback Mountain Dew. That's very good. Arthur is from a simpler time. At the Sugar Bowl is where he gets. It's perfect. Okay, let's move on to. Ooh, this is a hard choice. Which one do I want to do? I'm going to talk about Dragon Tales. You remember Dragon Tales?
Let's talk about Dragon Tales. Let's all take a dragon.
And then do what with them?
I don't remember the next words.
I don't.
Let's take me to the Dragon Land. Something like that.
Maybe. So Dragon Tales is the story about Emmy and Max, two children who go to the Dragon Land to meet dragons. And in later seasons, their good friend Enrique.
Yeah, they have the good friend Enrique. They are transported to another dimension in which fantasy nice non people eating dragons
Non people eating
populate.
dragons. And the dragons all wear necklaces. I don't know why.
No, but they have like dragon crystals in them that give them powers.
Yeah, and so there's one dragon who has two heads because that dragon is literally a brother and sister who were mashed together.
Yeah, in a kind of horrific accident that they don't really
Yeah,
speak about.
so I mean, the dragons are kind of about. Are they about singing? Here we go. Let me talk to you. Let me talk to you from the official Dragon Tales website, Parents FAQ. Dragon Tales has three primary educational goals. They are to encourage children to take on new or difficult challenges in their lives, to help children recognize that there is more than one way to approach a challenge, and to help children understand that to try and not succeed fully is a valuable and natural part of learning. So, we're looking at a lot of challenges.
Yeah, the episodes would be like they need to have a talent show, and like Max is like embarrassed because he thinks he plays the guitar bad,
And he does play bad, and
and he
everyone's like,
does
that's okay.
suck. But then he would learn like a chord and then like play it right like after he fails a couple times, and then they would be like, "Good job, man."
So, what's a good sponsor that goes with challenges?
So challenges, learning,
What if it's like American Ninja Warrior or like
or like
Subway
Rosetta Stone, the languages one,
or like the
Gold's Gym.
or like the home run skillet from Denny's. Is that what it's called? Grand Slam. What?
Oh no, this is great. Denny's presents Dragon Tales because they fail, then they eat a Denny's Grand Slam, and they're inspired with the power and energy to succeed.
Well, to keep trying, not necessarily to just
Now,
succeed.
watching an animated 4-year-old consume an entire Grand Slam is kind of impressive.
What does the Grand Slam consist of?
2 buttermilk pancakes, 2 sunny side eggs, 2 bacon strips, 2 sausage links, hash browns, toast, coffee, and juice. Now, we will have a warning from the AMA along the bottom. The 4-year-old Max will be consuming the coffee cup. At the bottom, the AMA will warn that those under the age of 18 should not consume coffee regularly.
Is that what it is? Under 18?
I don't know. It sounds right, though.
There's so many teens drinking coffee today.
Yeah, that's why they're all so short now.
Ah, short teens. Too much coffee.
So Max, the 4-year-old, and Emmy, the 6-year-old, they will fail at a task. Then they will consume an entire Denny's Grand Slam, upon which they will then succeed handily. And now Denny's does have a memo for corporate Christopher. We are not allowed legally to tell the children that the Denny's Grand Slam is what made them succeed. We are allowed to imply that without the Grand Slam, they would have still failed. It's a legally important distinction.
And I think the obvious food pairing here is the Denny's Grand Slam, the Dragon Tales Grand Slam specifically, which will be a promotional product at Denny's.
You know it. The pancakes are in like a vague dragon shape that all the employees freaking hate doing.
Yeah, and it comes with a glass of Mountain Dew Live Wire. In place of the orange juice, you get Mountain Dew Live Wire. All right, what's next on the list?
What's next? Let's talk. Let's stay on the learning track and hit Between the Lions.
Oh, Between Those Lions, which is a show about lions who live in, I think they live in a library and they read books and they talk about grammar.
And so they would teach spelling and grammar or like the meanings of like 3-syllable words. It was for younger kids.
Yeah.
And boy, they read a new book every episode. And guess what? Guess who sponsors this, Scott?
Penguin.
Don't guess, because I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
Audible.com. Fuck reading, just listen.
Fuck reading, just listen.
We'll have to change that a bit to be the actual show's tagline.
Yeah, I don't know you can say fuck on PBS.
So here's the thing. So it's called Between the Lions, just listen. And so instead of showing words on like the screen and like making kids do reading,
you got to download the Audible app. And
you have to download the Audible app
and get the episodes that correspond.
Yes, like a commentator's kind of track. You start the episode, you press play on your listening device of choice, and any time that words are on screen, one of many different celebrity voice actors will instead say the word to your child so they don't have to read.
God, I have the celebrity voice actor.
Oh, I thought you actually had a suggestion. That's
No. I'm just agreeing with you. Like, you gotta have that celebrity
So then,
voice actor.
like they'll show a complicated word on the screen, and we don't want kids to feel like they won't be able to get it. So if it's difficult, or if you just don't want your kid to have to try, a word will show up on screen, and then a calm, soothing voice actor will say in your child's ear, "Outrageous,
Epiphany,
tungsten."
Dungst. This is very good.
And then, so the lions will typically prompt children to interact. Like, let's spell the word happy. H-A. You're getting it. And the voice will prompt your child. H-A.
P-P-Y. That's good. That's very good.
And then the lions will say good job, and then your child will feel good.
And they go into prefixes and suffixes and compound words a lot. It's a very, it'll be perfect. All brought to you by Audible and Amazon.com.
And for only $2.99 a month, it's the greatest way to teach your child reading.
It's very, very good. You teach them reading by just, you never even have to show them a book.
Never have to show them another book. And guess what? You get to save all that space in your house to fill with more DVDs.
So, Frank, what should I eat while I'm listening to Dragon Between the Lions?
So you need something that can be easily transferred in case of headphone cords, like something that doesn't require a lot of movement or generate a lot of crumbs. And for that, I'm highly recommending Airheads.
Oh, yeah. Those chewy leather ropes.
Yeah, and they'll keep your child's whole mouth occupied while they're absorbing the learning through their ears.
It's perfect. They don't even have to speak the words out loud. They can just say them
now
in their heads.
to kind of clean up the sticky bits left over from the Airhead. I'm recommending a powerful caustic version of Mountain Dew. That is, it's double sugar. We're gonna be coming out with it in conjunction with this show. Okay. Yeah, it's double the sugar to just really blast out all the leftover Airhead bits.
That sounds good. That sounds real good. All right, I want to talk to you about The Big Comfy Couch. This is a Canadian kids show about Lunette the clown and her doll Molly, and they basically live on this giant comfy couch where they solve these problems. And she uses the couch kind of like a Mary Poppins bag to pull out various props and items.
It's a big couch.
It's a big couch, and there are dust bunnies that live underneath.
And they're like the size of bunnies.
Yeah, but only Molly sees them. The cute puppet.
And there's kind of like a small ecosystem that has grown up around the couch, right?
Yeah, probably. It's got like its own rainforest and
there's like a cat.
Yeah, there was a guy on this show. His real name was Edward Knuckles, and that sounds like he was probably a mob hitman.
Sorry, Edward Knuckles is his real name.
Edward Knuckles is his real name.
That's great.
That's very good.
So is this like is this a conjunction with a furniture outlet or a clothing store?
I think, oh man,
or a vacuum brand. I feel like kids can't buy vacuums.
You guys got Furniture Row out there, or is that just a thing out here?
I know. I don't know what that is.
Furniture Row is like 4 different furniture stores.
We got like Raymore and Flanagan.
Out here, there's a thing called Furniture Row, which is like 4 different furniture stores who kind of combined, and so they're always right next to each other. So it's like Denver Mattress and Oak Express and.
So you were asking me if Denver Mattress was a.
Well, I forgot what was part of it. Okay.
The only concern I have is that we're trying to influence the purchasing habits of kids, and kids don't often buy couches.
No, but kids can annoy the shit out of their parents to buy couches.
Oh, so we get it. We get Insidious 2: The Reckoning on them.
Insidious 2: The Reckoning sounds devious and insidious.
So we have Lunette, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that she's like essentially if Raggedy Ann was a real person. Or is she just a clown?
She's just a clown. She has black hair.
So she sprays the seltzer and then like juggles some bowling pins, and then she gets right up to the camera and she says, "Hey kids,
I don't like this. I don't like this whispering at all.
If you need to buy a couch,
I don't like this.
Make your parents go to Denver Mattress because otherwise, they're gonna have cooties."
Okay.
And then she comes back out and she goes, "All right, kids, ooh," and she juggles more. But every episode just has, "Hey kids,
Hey.
make your parents, I swear to God, make your parents go to Denver Mattress, or the cooties will get you, and I can't protect you from these dust bunnies unless you go to Denver Mattress." And we kind of have a fear-based campaign.
That sounds nice. Maybe every episode she gets a different big comfy thing, and then she says,
it just kind of builds up like the American dream.
And she says you can buy this new big comfy couch at, and then she tells you where. And maybe each episode's like a different regional furniture store, since there does not seem to be a national furniture store supplier. Everyone gets their turn because it doesn't seem that we've got a good national furniture outlet. Like, what's up with that?
IKEA, maybe.
I was gonna say maybe it's just brought to you by IKEA, the big comfy couch.
And then it can also double as a language learning program for Swedish. This new pillow, this dope stripy pillow, that's a Glurgenflurgle. Go ahead and pick that up at your local IKEA. Don't worry, Mom and Dad. It's only 3 hours away.
Maybe we call it...
Because there's actually like less than 20 IKEAs in America.
The big comfy Brathult. The big comfy Ektorp.
Is that Swedish for couch?
These are all different couch brands. The big comfy Sandbacken.
I'm going to quickly check the real Swedish word for couch.
The big comfy Niesling.
All right, so get ready for the most boring thing in literally the universe. The actual Swedish word for couch that I checked the pronunciation with on Google Translate.
Don't do me like that.
Sofa.
It's just sofa with 2 F's.
The English word sofa is from Swedish, yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, well, I think we just do a different IKEA couch name every episode, and then it's just brought to you by IKEA.
Yeah, big time. That was a real disappointing find.
Yeah, what the hell, Swedish? Alright, and I think with this show, you're gonna wanna... Here's what you're gonna wanna eat. Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get some...
watch those cushions.
You gotta watch those cushions. So you're gonna get a big bowl of Chex Mix, right? And then you're just gonna go to town with some honey on top of it and just mix it all in there.
So no bits can break off.
No bits can break off. No bits can break off. And then you're gonna bake it in the oven for about 30 minutes. And then, while that's baking, you're gonna get a Mountain Dew Voltage. And you're gonna put...
that's blue?
That's the blue. And you're gonna put just a touch of classic green. And then you're gonna shake it up real good. And then you're gonna filter it through the Chex Mix into a glass. And then you're gonna just drink that while you eat
Mountain
the Chex
Dew
Mix.
Aquarius.
That's very good. I like that. All right, what do you got after the big comfy Imness?
What's coming up? God, Scott, there's one I want to do, but I want to do only because I hate it so much, and it's Caillou.
Why do you hate Caillou, this little bald boy?
Caillou was just this brat of a child that all he did was whine and like sass back to his parents. And
Really?
he was bald, and a lot of people thought he was bald because of cancer. And then we felt bad, like, oh, does he have cancer? Is that why he's like, is it okay that he sucks if he has cancer?
Well,
then the show's creator said, no, he doesn't have cancer. He's just a brat.
Did he really suck?
He sucked a lot.
Okay.
He'd be like, I don't want to share my toys. Like, that's what he did.
And he's a little bald boy.
Yeah. He's bald for no reason.
Okay, so what do you think is a reasonable corporate pairing for Caillou, the little bald boy?
I want can we get sponsored by like juvenile detention centers?
Oh gosh, I don't think there's a lot of branding in there. Like, how are you gonna get?
There's really not. What about
we need some promotional consideration provided by, even though this is a cartoon.
Besides, he can obviously all the toys he plays with can be play school toys, right?
Oh, you just want to go play school with it, huh?
We need a headliner.
Toys R Us? No, it's too late for them, huh?
Can we think of any brands that can be used to like shut up a child? Like Beats headphones or iPads.
Screens. Brought to you by Screen.
Brought to you by Screens. Every time Caillou says something that just makes you want to clock him, his mom or his dad go, "All right, Caillou, it's iPad time," and then they just go drink a glass of wine because they cannot stand this child.
Okay.
And I think there's just a web miniseries catered to parents about like Caillou's out of the room and they're just like, Christ, this kid, and they're just the wine bottle's half gone.
And it's brought to you by Apple.
Yeah, or like wine companies. I don't know.
Oh, Apple and wine.
Mm-hmm.
What's a good wine company, do you think?
Yeah, Chateau Gramblem.
Is it the wine or the winery?
That's the winery.
The orchard, the vineyard. I mean.
Yeah.
An orchard, it would
and
be a
they
cider.
They make the best bottle.
Vino. You call it vino because you're Italian.
That happens.
Because you're Italian.
Because yep, that's what I do.
You're an Italian from Philly. So
those are facts about me.
It's basically just being mean to Caillou. Or giving Caillou
what
he deserves.
I kind of want all the characters in the show to bully Caillou, but he's too young to realize he's being bullied. That's kind of the direction that Corporate Christopher wants to steer this in.
That doesn't seem fair to Caillou. Or, like...
No, I mean, life's not fair.
Do you think PBS will get on board with being mean to a kid who doesn't know?
Oh, yeah, he learns lessons like how life isn't fair, how to roll with the punches, how to just buckle down and get through it.
Okay. What would you pair with this show?
For Caillou, dry crackers and water. But for the parents, you're gonna take, oh boy, what was that called? The orange. You're gonna take some game fuel. Was there ever another name for that?
There's a lot of different game fuels with different colors.
So the orange one that came out with Halo,
the Orange Mountain Dew game fuel.
You're gonna go two parts of orange game fuel to one part, and a very, very dry white wine.
That sounds nice.
Very lightly stir, obviously, because the Mountain Dew itself is still carbonated.
Still very fizzy.
And
what if you mix it with a champagne? Double fizz.
Oh yes, dude, double fizz.
And that's what it's called. It's called the double fizz.
So then you're gonna want to balance out all that bubbles with just like a nice ribeye.
And good ribeye. All right.
And having no Caillou in the room.
God, a ribeye sounds good. You're making me so hungry on this episode. I want to talk to you about this next show that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And I'm talking about those good, weird aliens with the television screens, the Teletubbies.
Oh.
Now, these dudes got antennas on top of their heads and televisions in their tummies.
It would barely take any changes to make that show a horror show.
And they do,
I think if you just change the musical cues, that show is terrifying.
Well, they eat their tubby custard and they do dances, and you're
tubby custard is now Activia, brought to you by Yoplait.
Oh, dip! It's for menopause women.
Yes, and for healthy gut flora.
And Jamie Lee, I think did you say butt flora?
I did say gut flora.
Oh, I heard butt flora. Now, Motorcycle Neighbor is outside my window.
One healthy gut flora leads,
Can you hear Motorcycle Neighbor outside my house?
I can't.
Motorcycle Neighbor was out earlier just spraying water at his truck, and now he's just...
You know what? How about just Teletubbies sponsored by Activia and Harley Davidson?
Harley Davidson. That sounds good. You get the tubbies all on those good motorcycles.
Just fat, ripped hogs.
Fat hogs for sure. And then we can get each kid... Every episode can air with like a list of the local Hell's Angels chapters or whatever the biker gangs are now.
Yeah.
The Sons of Thunder, I'm pretty sure, is a good one. I think
that might be real.
Yeah.
And then each of the Teletubbies obviously has special mods, right? So Tinky Winky has one of those fat exhaust rattlers that blows out the rest of the neighborhood. Poe's kind of got a whole leather daddy vibe going on.
What do we got with Dipsy and Lala? Now Poe and Lala are girls, just so you know.
Yeah. Okay.
Just letting you know if that's going to influence your leather choices at all.
Dipsy is one of those ones. Dipsy's one of those ones where he's older than all the rest, right? He's the oldest one, I thought.
I think Tinky Winky's the oldest. He's the biggest.
So Tinky Winky's the oldest one, and so he's got one of those ones where it's actually a motor tricycle. For safety that you see older drivers driving.
Totes.
One of them, there's ones that are like twins, right?
No.
Is that real?
No.
No? Okay. One of them has a sidecar and they just take turns.
You could put Lala in there. That's the only one I haven't heard you talk about.
Yeah, is in the sidecar and they just take turns.
That's the yellow one. Now, I didn't have to look up any of their names. Did you?
No. Yeah, that's...
I just know their names.
The tubbers were pretty big. The tubs, that's what I call them.
Oh, did you hear that motorcycle neighbor? Because my mic says you did.
I did hear that motorcycle neighbor.
That guy he's so loud with his truck and his...
I honestly,
diesel.
for a second, I thought it was like my window, and then I realized it was my headphones.
Yeah, no, that guy's got a very loud diesel truck that he runs and just sits on his driveway, and then he's got a very loud motorcycle that he runs and sits on his driveway for a good 20 minutes each vehicle before he actually decides to leave his house. I don't know what his deal is.
And the Teletubbies will briefly overview general motorcycle safety, which states do and don't have helmet laws,
How to make that muffler as loud as possible.
how to just crank that exhaust rattle to 11.
Crank it up. And to pair with this, I think you need a good... I mean, obviously, here's what you're going to do. You're going to take a good custard from anywhere. Just find a good custard.
Activia, come on.
If they make custard, sure. And then you're going to mix into it... Let me tell you what you're going to mix into it. A Mountain Dew whiteout. And keep it all white. And then you're going to eat it.
Now that will become kind of a brothy soup, which we don't recommend eating while riding.
No. It's just for watching the show.
Just for watching the show, yeah.
You don't watch the show while riding either. That's irresponsible.
What?
All right, what do you got next?
You know, Scott, for our final show, we're going to go with a classic with a surprising amount of guest stars now that I have the article open. Liberty's Kids.
Oh, yeah? I love that show.
Now, I've only seen it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You are a pro.
Well, I've seen like 6 episodes.
You are a pro.
It is a show about these two teens who lived during Revolutionary War colonial America. And they, witness and experience a lot of the big events from history.
Oh.
Holy crap, you're not kidding about these guest stars.
Wait a second. I always thought they time traveled. They don't?
No, they don't. They live there. They're from...
They don't even know what a phone is.
Correct. You weren't
Blowing
kidding
my
about
mind.
these guest stars. Walter Cronkite, Sylvester Stallone, Ben Stiller, Billy Crystal, Dustin Hoffman, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Liam Neeson, Whoopi Goldberg, Don Francisco. I don't know who Don Francisco is.
I don't know who Don Francisco is.
Annette Bening. Okay.
So these are kids that accidentally are present at tons of historical events, right?
They're like active in the revolution. They're like friends with Paul Revere or some shit.
Now, Warren Buffett was on here.
No.
Maria Shriver.
What about Jimmy Buffett?
Jimmy Buffett was not. Maybe we can lock him. So, this show is about historical events and historical accuracy. So, what are we thinking?
I'm thinking...
The Encyclopedia Britannica, the History Channel. Ancient Aliens up in this bitch.
Ooh, History Channel's not bad. What about... You remember Encarta?
I do remember Encarta. The CD-ROM Encyclopedia.
Mm-hmm. No, let's not.
Does it even still exist? Is that real?
Let me see. The main thing I would use Encarta for was they had a very short CG animated video about dinosaurs, and I watched it, and it was like 2 minutes long. Microsoft Encarta was a digital media, so I do not think it exists anymore.
Oh my god.
You want to know when the last stable release was?
I just saw it. Please enlighten us.
August 2008.
Oh my god. In 2008, you could still get an encyclopedia on a CD-ROM.
Oh god.
So Encarta's out then, because they're out of business?
Yeah, I don't think we can do Encarta, but here's what I want to do. I mean, Encyclopedia, I feel, is a learning brand too obvious? Leapfrog?
Oh, okay. So, a time-traveling wizard drops a Leapfrog learn pad into the Revolutionary Times. So Sarah and James, the Revolutionary Kids, Liberty's Kids.
Liberty's Kids, as it were.
They're actually following the script as the leap pad teaches them about their own future history.
But they know not to mess with the timeline. So they just follow what it says that they should do.
And then we get some fun paradoxes.
Well, no, because they're following the timeline just perfectly.
Because yeah. Mm-hmm.
History happened because the future told it to.
And then they, the leapfrog, who is always right, and I learned so much from it. It says, do this.
That's perfect. It's perfect. And okay, and then I think we got to keep all the guest stars. We got to get them back.
And I want to have the Geico lizard.
Oh, the Geico lizard for sure to talk about leapfrog. Maybe we just have a lot of Geico ads because those are the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, they're pretty funny. We can get the caveman and the second one with the eyes.
And we could be like, hey, here's a thing that's random and funny. Don't you think you should laugh at it? Well, did you know you can save car insurance money?
Boom! Learn that on your leap pad.
Bam. All right, what's the food pairing for this good revolutionary liberty kid?
Let's get historical with a big old turkey leg.
Oh, like the ancient knights always got a big old leg of meat.
Always got a big old shank. You got a shank on a turkey leg.
Mm-hmm.
And then, beverage-wise, this is tough.
Beverages are tough.
Let's get historical. So you're gonna get
You can't do throwback again.
You're gonna go 1 part grapefruit juice, 1 part water, to 2 parts of Code Red, and that's gonna be called Power Grog.
Oh, Power Grog. I think that's good. That's good, and that's it.
I think that's all we got time for.
I think that's all we got time for on this Speedboot. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. If you like the show, please give us a good rating and review on iTunes. And if you know anybody who you think might like the show, please tell them about it. That would help us a ton. Until next time, I'm Scott Owen.
I'm Frank Serra.
And Frank, what's our password for next week?
Our password for next week is going to be a short phrase. PBS, keep learning, ... and buying.
Oh, and buying. Brought to you by viewers like you.
And these corporate sponsors.